Hey there, welcome back to my channel, or hello if you're new. My name is Raven. Today we are going to be having a little bit of a productive and cozy day. Just as a precursor, I'm having a really weird brain day while recording the voiceover, so if things go off the rails, I'm sorry in advance. Starting off, we had some errands to do. These were pretty local to us for once, so we didn't have to drive too far. Normally we drive about an hour away if we need to do something or get something from anywhere. But today I just needed to pick up my medication from the pharmacy, and then we got some pellet feed for the rabbits from Hollywood Feed. We almost never go to Hollywood Feed since they don't have a lot of rabbit product, but I love going in because of how sweet the store smells. I don't know if this is like just our store or if it's typical for the company, but it smells like a vanilla birthday cake candle in there, and I love it. It smells so good. We got up and left the house immediately when we woke up, so I ate breakfast when we got home and let the bunnies out. This was filmed in the first week of January, and I was still setting up our budgeting spreadsheets for 2024. I took over the household budget last year in April. My husband and I both have really different approaches to finances and organization that don't mix well together. Specifically when it comes to budgeting, we work great together in a lot of other things, but when we tried to share the responsibility of budgeting, it caused a lot of confusion and stress. So I was just an observer and asked for weekly updates for a couple of years until he asked me to take it over. I'm a huge enthusiast of spreadsheets, so it's been a lot of fun for me to play around with layouts and formulas for the budget. I started working on this year's budget at the beginning of December because I wanted a really cohesive and usable workbook that would hopefully work for most of this year. Obviously, that means I've made a few huge changes in the last couple of weeks, so it's not going to be recognizable by the end of the year, but I'm having fun, and it feels like peak adulthood to be playing around with some pretty spreadsheets. Once the budgeting to-dos were out of the way, I wanted to get some cleaning done so that I would have the rest of the day to just craft and watch some Disney movies. Fridays are one of the days that I do the litter box and vacuuming up the hay. I'm not as consistent at this as I would like to be, but when I am, it feels really good because the source of the hay is under control enough that the rest of the house is easier to walk through. Currently, I'm having a lot of resistance to cleaning that I am trying to deal with, but when this was filmed, I was doing really good at staying on top of it and also taking breaks. I think the breaks that I need to take for my dizzy spells and my upper spine issues make a 30 to 45 minute cleaning session about like an hour to 2 hours, and I know that that's not a huge amount of time overall. It's frustrating to have that much time sucked out of my day and then to have to repeat it again. I'm not joking. If we could afford it, I would love to hire someone to help clean in some capacity. It feels weird saying that. It's almost a necessity because I don't feel disabled enough to need that support, but when I try to be really realistic about assessing my daily routines and my overall goals, I don't see how I could maintain a clean and comfortable home, work on the things that I'm passionate about, and also properly give my body the rest and recovery that it needs on a regular basis. It's an uncomfortable inner debate that I've had for the last few years as my symptoms have been getting worse, and I don't know how productive it is to analyze it right now since I know that financially we can't hire someone in the near future, but I feel like it's worth mulling over because I know a lot of people are trying to work around their limitations in one way or another and mentally struggling with the idea of deserving the help that they might need. Frankly, if a close friend were telling me that they were in a similar conundrum, I'd be encouraging them to get the assistance if they can and telling them that needing support is morally neutral, but brains are weird puddles of goop that don't always use their logic skills when applicable and appropriate. I also started taking down the Christmas decorations today. In general, I'm not in a rush to take down the winter holiday stuff after the holidays pass. However, I've been ready to get this tree taken down to free up the floor space. I've hit my leg on the corner of the coffee table almost daily since we put the tree up. Mayhem is obsessed with the tree and the lights being on. If we forget to plug in the lights, she will sit and glare at us from across the room until it's fixed every single day. She also is a little bit territorial about the decorations on the tree and had a specific favorite glitter bulb at the bottom that she would just lay under or just stand under and boop and stare at, and it was so precious. Once I finished all of the productive things for the day, I just wanted to finally sit down and crochet my heart out. I was working on the vine that I started in last week's vlog and watching the Descendants movies. I never saw these when these first came out, but I think I saw them for the first time like a year or two ago, and I think they're a fun little marathon to have every now and then, especially when I'm in between comfort shows. I don't know the best way to show progress on the vines since they're kind of small and they don't get bigger, they just get longer, and the table mount I have for top-down shots is absolutely not sturdy enough to hold my new camera. The body of the camera is really light, but the lens is a bit of a chonker, and I'm too nervous after what happened to my M50 to leave things up to chance. What are you doing? One of my current most consistent habits and healthiest habits has been the evolution of my outdoor reading breaks from last year. Since the weather shifted to where it was too cold for me to go outside, I've moved my reading breaks into the bedroom, and I've started using my weighted blanket and the headphones with black noise. It feels luxurious just to have that much effort into my sensory experience, and after like 30 minutes, I feel what I think naps are supposed to feel like for other people. It's just really refreshing and it helps me to feel centered. And going back to what I said before, it feels weird to accommodate myself in a way that doesn't feel like a bare minimum necessity, and sometimes I feel like I don't deserve to take a break like this, but I've been trying to refocus it as a nervous system regulation task that's morally neutral and basically mandatory. I've really noticed how much good it does for me on a daily basis, and I want to get to where I don't feel ashamed or like I have to deserve reading for 30 minutes in the middle of the day. I finished up the night with more Disney movies and brushing the rabbits. We were expecting some crazy winter weather, and the rabbits were both shedding so much and they really needed to be brushed. Mayhem is a little bit more difficult to brush since she doesn't like being picked up, and she only stays still for the brush if she's being fed something that piques her interest. Mischief, on the other hand, is way more patient and will let me hold him even if he's not a fan of it. He's a very good boy when there's treats involved. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Hit subscribe if you would like to see more of these videos in the future. I'm having a little fight with my imposter syndrome while I'm writing this script. So if you have any content requests of things you would like to see in the future, let me know in the comments, even if it's just you want to see more rabbits being cute or like just anything. I hope you're having a wonderful day or that tomorrow is better. I will see you guys next week. Bye.